I, I, I mean, I really don't. I don't know if I want to play the theme tonight.
It's all
At
right.
this
I
point,
understand.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Uh, there was an announcement through Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster earlier this evening. For those of you guys that may or may not know, it's very ominous. Um, but if you go to Ray's Facebook page, it's a little more telling. And it was Ray's Facebook page that kind of woke me up. And I started asking questions. I don't have definite answers. What I have is speculation.
Yeah.
So let's recap a little bit and rewind so we are all pretty much on the same level here. Okay. Monday night, my Southern Fried show was preempted. And it was preempted for Smoker Mania. And during the pre show, as Adam and I were kind of doing the build up, we get a message, man
Yeah.
down. And of course, I'm nowhere near my computers or anything. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And I get a call. I'm driving back from Louisiana at that time, and I get a call. I get a call from Rhino. And he proceeded to tell me that Steve had fallen off the steps of a Rhino's porch and landed on his back. And when he landed, he immediately started having difficulty breathing. They called 911, and the firefighters that came in from Girard, they evaluated the situation and made a decision to take Steve immediately to the hospital, to the ER.
Yeah. I believe they went to St. John's.
They did go to St. John's, yes. And there's Rhino.
I feel terrible. I don't.
All right. So, hey, and you hear Reba in the background. She's upset too. I mean, we're all pretty devastated at this point. So let me kind of recap. Now this was not, as much as we joked about it, nothing malicious occurred.
Yeah.
This was simply a coincidental accident. Even Ray. And I love Ray to death. You guys know this. I love Ray
Yeah.
to death. Ray, just like Steve, is one of my closer friends. Even Ray joked about this beforehand and said, "Well, I hope Rhino's got like 5 fire departments on standby when Steve gets there because he might need the help getting up." And
Well, to be fair, Steve had recently fallen and needed a team of firefighters to help him back up. So hearing that firefighters,
yes,
yeah,
exactly, Rhino,
you
twice.
know, hearing that firefighters needed to help assist him back up didn't really cause any alarms when we heard he fell.
Right, right. So
And that was just a week ago. So what to say some of that didn't cause then?
I'm
Yeah.
not trying to justify anything right now.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not either. I mean, a fall's a fall.
All I'm trying
Yeah.
to do right now is kind of get the facts out. So we get to Tuesday. Steve is in the hospital. Christina on Morning Disaster, and to Rhino and I and a few others behind the scenes updated us. And he was admitted from ER to ICU. He was experiencing difficulty breathing still. And then after X-rays and MRIs and CT and all this other stuff, they determined that Steve had fractured his T11 and he had an unidentified fluid on his lungs at that time. It was blood. We get to yesterday. And yesterday, as Morning Disaster was ending, Christina got a phone call. He's having difficulty breathing. They had to intubate him. They wanted permission to go in and drain whatever was on his lungs off of his lungs. And Christina said, "Damn it, do it now."
Yeah.
As she would, because
Yeah.
Christina is, for those of you that don't know, I mean, we all give Steve this gigantic amount of shit. And Christina probably as bad as anybody, but Christina is like that man's baby sister. I mean,
Yeah.
Anybody else, she can talk 100 fucking tons of shit to him, but if anybody talks a pound, she'll tear their head off. She was very protective of him. She cared very deeply for him. And I'm not trying to use everything in the past tense, but she was also his harshest critic, but his greatest ally. God bless her for that.
Yeah.
Okay? If I didn't hear from Steve for, a month or two, I would get a hold of Christina. What is that nuthead up to? And she'd tell me to watch my fucking mouth and then proceed to tell me what he was doing. All right. That's and that's why she could make those decisions. Steve trusts her implicitly. Okay.
Yeah.
So she says, drain the fluid. Well, we come to find out that it was blood. And not only was it blood, it was a 1.6 liters of blood.
Yeah.
That was drained off. Which is you think of a 2 liter of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
It gives you an idea.
Yeah.
That's like taking one glass out of a Dr. Pepper, 2 liter. And that's what you had left. That's what they pulled out of his lungs. As of this morning, there was no news. So we all move on as usual. Hey, no news is good news, right?
Yeah. It's the general assumption.
We get to this evening, and I'm doing my cast on Southern Fried right before my cast started, actually. And Rhino and I have been back and forth on the phone all night about this. And we get word on Facebook that till further notice, Morning Disaster is canceled and that something has happened, that Ray, Christina, and Dan will fill us in later.
Yeah. They will make an announcement soon.
At a later date.
Oh, soon? How soon? Got me worried as a motherfucker.
And your dog is too. We hear her.
The wife is, and we'd like to know what's going on. I mean, I understand family first.
Yes. All right. So you go a little further, and on Ray's personal Facebook page, there is devastating news. But it will be announced later as everyone has a chance to process that needs to make the announcement. I am not at liberty at this time to go further. One, based on my word. I gave my word that anything that was said, I was going to keep it to myself. And I'm going to honor and adhere to that. And number two, and I'm going to explain this, okay? Ray really honestly had the right with when Rage passed to say that no, he was going to make that announcement and did not because he knew how close Rage and I were. Okay. Hey, thanks, Corey. I appreciate it. I thank you for logging in and listening to the show too. So you have that, right? Ray and I kind of tag teamed when Marvin passed. Because both of us did a lot of good stuff with Marvin and we loved him and we were very close, okay?
Yeah.
If this is what I think it is and it's purely speculation, this announcement belongs to Ray and Christina. Okay? So, and I'm telling you that because I was given that gift of announcing when not only one but two of my closest friends left us. I hope that's not what it is. I really do. I'm not denying this, okay? I really pray this is not the news we're going to get.
Yeah.
I'm afraid it is.
Well, like you said before, it's speculative to you. So if we focus on the things we do definitely know.
Right.
Okay. The last we knew, Steve was in the hospital. We hadn't had any news since he had the blood pulled from his lungs.
Right.
And he was intubated. From there, anything past that is speculative.
It's speculation completely.
You know, we hope that the news we think it isn't, but we don't know what would be the best case scenario because we don't know everything.
Well, all right. So Corey, Rhino, I'm going to direct this to you. Corey says, Rhino, how are you or the wife holding up right now?
It's hard to handle right now. I'm speechless. It hurts. It really does. If it is what we speculated it is, then I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I'm going to be making a trip a lot faster than I thought.
I don't know. It's got me hurt. And I can only imagine how these other people that knew him better than me feel. But I'm in flashbacks and shit, so it's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Steve pretty damn well. I know his sense of humor. I know how he can go off the handle at little shit. I know
the first night he was at the hospital, he had enough energy to flip me off.
Yeah.
That is Steve.
That is Steve.
Okay.
I
the
mean,
first night.
I know how attracted he is to my hands. I know how he drugged me in because I was wearing a cowboy hat and stuck his tongue in my mouth, which was really gross.
We got proof of that.
Yes, we do. And I mean, it was really gross, but he did it. And it was Steve, and I just had to let him get away with it.
You weren't afraid of all those dogs that he's been.
Gave him one of those dogs just to help him out.
So that means you sucked that many dongs by proxy.
Ew. Gross.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Well, I mean, he has a menu. I mean, really, he has a menu. I remember when I was on Morning Disaster, and Adam will back this up. When I was on Morning Disaster with everybody, and I'd bring up something that I've done in the past, and then Ray's like, "Well, we should ask an expert." Why, Steven? Do you believe that TJ is masturbating properly? And I'm going, what do you mean? Why are you asking him if I'm masturbating properly? You don't even have a dog. He's got a button peen, and I mean, and then Steve's, no, he is not masturbating properly. He needs to use some acupuncture with it. What's the acupuncture?
I would like to know if he's okay
6 months
before tomorrow morning, so I can determine whether I can go in and visit or not.
I would love to know.
Yeah, but we're in that wait phase.
We're all in a holding pattern right now. I would say stand by until the announcement. I want to see.
Where? Yeah, we just got to wait for the announcement whenever it is.
At this point, and look, like I said at the top, and kind of bring this back around. I wasn't ready. It was the most difficult thing I've ever done on the air. Adam remembers this. He was with me when I did it.
Yeah.
I announced Ray.
Yeah.
Even my former crew on Best Damn Podcast honored the fact that was mine.
You gotta go make something.
They don't honor much, but they honored that.
You got to.
Go ahead.
And then when Marvin passed,
in pain.
that
you
was
feel better.
that was Ray and I, and that was not easy.
Yeah.
And Marvin had so many great moments, I want Steve to be okay.
Yeah.
Or at least have a chance of being okay. I want that.
Yeah. This being stuck in the unknown when things could be as dire as they could be. Fucking sucks.
It could be, and this is speculation, it could be he moved while he was under, tried to roll, and that caused a temporary paralyzation.
It could be paralysis.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
It could be a stroke.
And I will say this, like, based on the ominous nature of what's being said, there's none of us out there at this point that are going to think anything but the worst.
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah, I got a message through somebody from Holly saying that she's
Right.
scared.
I agree.
I think
Lori says that she is thinking paralysis as well. Moke says, "Hey Rhino, with all due respect, it's not your fault, and please don't beat yourself up about it."
Well, thank you, Volt.
And Volk, if
You
it's
really teach
anybody's
you something. You pushed it over here for a reason. I
It's definitely hard, though.
Yeah.
if it's anybody's fault, it's mine.
TJ, it's not your fault either.
No.
I created the circumstances.
Yeah, but he
It's
would have
still-
wanted to come down here and hang out anyway.
Let's be really honest about
Been
this.
here 3
There's
times.
nothing saying that what happened to Steve would not have happened at his own house. He was going out for this event, but also for 420 to spend
Definitely
time
wanted
with
my mom
friends.
to move in with him.
I don't know who this is. It's Cardinals 29. Just wanted to say hello and sending all my love around. We all appreciate it, really. That's
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I mean, if it's anybody's fault, it's mine because I created
It's-
this. I created the circumstance.
TJ,
Oh, it's
TJ,
Brady. Hey, Brady, thank you very much.
you
Awesome.
can't blame yourself for this. I know you want to because that's kind of
There's
what you
not one
do.
to. I mean, I'm looking at it and I see that it is me.
I mean, that's like someone saying that Batman's parents died because they made him walk down the alley.
Well, that could be.
That is what it is. And someone doesn't die just because they were put on a path. It's not like there was something there that you had planned to push him down. He
Right.
was going to hang out with friends. Whether it was an event or not.
And to be all honest, he made the first step and both feet were on the first step. And when he went to step on the second step, he only had half of his foot on it. And he tried pulling his second foot up and lost his balance.
I'll let you guys go ahead and absorb that. But, you know, my young protege, my young Padawan, you do not understand how much I really appreciate that sentiment. The thing is, you know, I created Smoker Mania as a way to make money for different things, but to also for the pot smokers of the universe to have some fun and have something to look at. And it's really got a cloud around it now. It really does.
Thank you, Tyler. That means a lot, bud. Appreciate it.
It means, you know, there's really a cloud around it at this point. It's difficult to, at best. I know it's going to be a short show, everybody. I mean, I know you guys are like, oh, well, we hear that all the time out of Ray. No, really, it's going to be a short show tonight because I'm going to get on the phone with my other half and kind of vent my emotions at that point and get them out of my system.
Yeah.
I do, and everybody's right. Yeah, everybody can look at it as a freak accident or whatever, but I'm still going to take some responsibility for that because he was out there to defend the belt. That was his biggest reason for being out there on Monday was to defend the belt that I created.
I don't know when it started. Maybe when they were working
The
together.
Rhino Challenge.
He did this. He killed Nancy. Mary has
Just
evidence.
this
She would have
amazing
written She was right
ridiculous
there.
circumstances that now here we are. And you know, and before anybody thinks whatever they're going to think, I'm not going to go do something stupid. I'm not going to go outside and remember it's down the road, not across the tracks. I'm not going to go out and fill my mouth full of lead. I'm not going to do anything like that. Yes, this sucks. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have definites, but yeah, does it suck? Yes, it sucks. Please, everyone, keep in mind that I am in college. I am a psychology major. I am learning different things to cope with these kind of things, and it's helping. I love my classes. I mean, aced my first semester of psychology. I'm loving my classes. Okay. And again, Tyler, I really appreciate the sentiment. I really do. And I understand where you're coming from. And logically, what you were saying makes a lot of sense. Logically. I'm not dealing on the logical plane right now when I look at this. I'm dealing with it on the emotional plane, if that makes any sense. And it's when you get into the emotional plane, and it's the id and the well, not even the id, it's the yeah, it's the id and the super ego, and they're arguing with each other, and the super ego has this amazing habit of taking full responsibility for everything around you, where the id is very primal, and it just desires meat and potatoes and sex, and there you go. And I'm my ego is trying to battle down my super ego and allow my id to come up and take a little bit more control in this situation and say, look, we've got to find a balance here. And that's where I'm at. It's the emotional side. It's not the logical side says, period, this is a freak accident. And we don't know what the ultimate consequences of it were. It is the emotional side of it, on the other hand, that is saying, hey, stupid, you created this. And that's the internal battle I have at this point. And and I'm sorry, I put it in very generalistic Freudian terms, which for anybody who has listened to me over the last couple of months, I fucking hate Freud. He's a quack. Freud is a fucking quack. My personal preference, if you want to listen to a genius psychologist, is Dr. Carl Rogers and his approach in psychology. I love the Rogerian theory. That's more of what I intend to practice after I have my doctorate. Freud is a fucking idiot. But he did have some things that we can reference to help, you know what I mean, and to help diagnose. And I lean into the Freudian kind of description of it at this point because it's the best way I can describe how I'm feeling and break it down, if that makes any sense. I don't have anything in the Rogerian theory that I can use to break down those feelings, but using Freudian theory, I can actually break it down. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
So, we're so the first thing I'm going to bring up, now that we all know that we are waiting on Ray and Christina, and it is their place. It is 100% their place to confirm or announce whatever is going on, whatever our speculative notions are. Okay. From there, Smoker Mania, the night of, I was extremely upset because we were sitting here in limbo at that point, just wondering if Steve was breathing. And I was very upset because I was blindsided on the show with demands to make determinations about the title. And make them right then and there, which I did not want to do. Okay. And I did not want to do it because my friend, Rhino's friend, Adam's friend, Tyler's friend, and the guy that Tyler bleached his butt. And I take full responsibility for that as well because I bought the bleach kit. But, and again, Tyler's friend as well, and Corey's friend, and Brady's friend, and everybody here, Volk's friend, everybody. Our friend who brought us all laughter and joy at the most ridiculous stuff on the planet was on his way to the hospital in an ambulance, and we had no idea what was going on. And rather than I'm talking about other stuff, Dan. And I understand where you're coming from, but and no, I have no idea, and I have said
Many times.
speculative. I have no idea what's going on. This is Dan and Christina's announcement, whatever it is. Now, I'm talking about the night of and something else that was going on. So please bear with me before you get angry. But he's on his way to the hospital. And I've got people over here that are yelling, well, what about this? What about that? And I'm going, I'm not worried about the damn belt right now. I'm worried about my friend. I want to know what's going on. And at this point, I still don't know what's going on. I'm guessing, but I have no answers. I have no answers at this point, and I'm waiting. And I go back again and I say, because of their relationship, this is definitely Ray and Christina's announcement. They need to, this is theirs to make. So everybody, the biggest thing I can say at this point, please, please, please put Steve in your prayers. And I hope it's not the worst. I really pray it's not the worst. And put him in your prayers and be patient, because when Christina and Ray and Dan make this announcement and they let us know what's going on, I am certain it is going to be, one, the single most respectful way it could possibly be done. Number two, it's going to be the most sensitive way it could possibly be done. And number three, it's going to be as informative as possible. They are going to let us know. None of us are looking forward to whatever this is. And none of us know whatever this is.
Yeah.
They know. They deserve the time that it's going to take for them to process this and then be able to say something, whatever it may be, on their time frame. And I'm asking everybody to please understand that and respect that and honor that. And, it sucks, but we have to wait.
Yeah.
They will tell us for sure.
They're the ones who know.
They know.
Right.
None of us know.
Yep.
Anything that I may come up with is speculative.
Yeah.
My sincere hope is that this is just a really bad joke to get me for my birthday. I mean, I really hope that. 'Cause, I mean, let's face it, my birthday's in what, 3 hours? And just to make me go, oh, God damn it. I really hope that's the case. That would, as mad as I would be, that would make my week.
I got text messages I'm going to send you there, TJ, if you didn't get it already.
I
What
probably.
is it?
But, all right. Let me see.
I just got to find it.
Of course I wrote it. I do not plagiarize.
What do you know?
I wrote that.
Nothing.
Okay, and my second.
I mean, that's. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Like Harvard.
Yes.
Well,
I don't think they let you.
I'm another year older and deeper in debt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ain't that no shit?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, dude. Blue.
I don't know. Yeah, I read that. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
I was recounting
They've
everything
got
one day.
they've got everybody scared.
He thinks my writing is brilliant.
Is that what?
And
Hollis?
no, but that's what I'm saying. They've got everybody scared and freaking out.
We
And
don't. That's the thing is we don't know. We don't.
and
know.
am I supposed to sleep tonight? Am I going to be able to sleep well tonight? I
Well,
mean,
the problem
I
is
haven't slept. I haven't slept well for fucking since it happened. But now I'm going to be even worse because I don't know what happened and I don't know when they're going to announce what they're going to announce. And I hope they're not going to announce it on a show that we're not watching.
Well, the only thing I can say is pay attention to your Facebook or your YouTube feeds or the Patreon feed if you are a subscriber, but whatever. Pay attention to those feeds.
And they said soon, and it's been
will
3
let us-
hours.
I know they will. They will let us know.
I
But we
know.
got to give them time to be able to do it and do it in the right way. And think about it. There was a statement made on the Morning Disaster Facebook page, and it said very pointedly, out of respect for the friends and the family involved, they have the announcement.
What is he thinking?
Wait to make the announcement to let things sink in with them.
That's
And that's right. That's absolutely right. And until further notice, exactly, Jason, thank you. Until further notice, all shows have been canceled for the rest of the week.
I think he would be quite.
They apologized.
So
I understand. Okay, like Rhino,
in the dark, return to my mother.
everybody would want their family and their closest
That we have
to know whatever is going on.
I feel nothing. Keep touching me. I feel nothing. I'm a hungry ghost.
Okay, so DA says that raise the comment show right now, which is great.
Isn't it amazing?
And Tyler's saying we should
It's beautiful.
hope for the best and
You're
pray
silly.
whenever you're.
You're just so silly.
Let us know when the time is right, and they will inform everyone when it is the proper time. And he's absolutely right.
I understand.
We can only speculate. Rhino, are you a friend? Yes. Am I a friend? Yes. Is Adam a friend? Yes. However, there are people that are closer, and they have to know and allow it to kind of sink in on their own right now. We've got to give them that chance.
Yeah.
And then when the time is correct, they will let everybody else know.
Yeah, announcing something significant usually involves some preparation.
It really does. I mean, when my, you guys think about it, like when my grandpa passed. My grandpa passed on November 11th of 24. Adam, you were a part of the show.
Yeah.
How long did it take for me to actually talk about that?
It took quite a while, actually, if I remember.
You know, and my grandpa and I were really close. It took me a long time to be able to talk about that. I don't know what's going on with Steve.
I agreed with Julie. I'm sorry, and yes, I'm a freaking mess. My old lady's a freaking mess,
Yeah.
and we're doing everything we can, sending our love, prayers, you know, but it's stress.
Like I said, I don't know what's going on. Nobody else knows what's going on. We're guessing. I hope that I really hope that holy crap, now that I think about it, I could see Steve come up with something like this for my birthday just to get my goat and get me going.
One more, take a look.
I could easily see, and
And
Adam,
I
can see him do it.
I would pray that's what it is.
I'm really hoping that's the case. I will be angry if that is the case, but I can really honestly see him pull something like that.
Yeah, I hope for the practical joke.
Right, but but yeah.
I haven't cried this hard, and I don't even know how long.
I'm going to leave everybody with a piece of advice tonight, and I'm going to do my final thoughts first as a change. I want you to look at who is sitting next to you. Your wife, your kids, your dog, your cat, your salamander, your Gila monster, your I don't care if it's a roll of toilet paper. Look at who is sitting next to you or what is sitting next to you, whatever you care about. And embrace it. Embrace them. Hold them close. Remind them how much they really and truly mean to you. Cherish what we've got. And do that because we don't know when the last moments are going to be. Rhino, what's your final thoughts?
Just you pretty much said it, man. You never know when the last time you're going to see somebody, so make it the fucking best.
That was my first time meeting him.
And people like him are very special and one of a kind. You don't get very many people like that, and he's a very kind-hearted man. And all I can do is let's just put our prayers, loves, hopes, and keep our high hopes that everything will be okay.
Adam?
I'm not sure what kind of final thoughts I could have that would, address this properly. I want to address it, to what I know versus what we have speculated or what could be speculated, because this type of announcement is generally bad to some degree. So I pray for the best outcome. I pray for the practical joke.
Ugh.
Let's face it. If that's what it is, I'll take it 100% of the time versus what it could be. I'd rather have my friend next to me.
Yeah.
and pull my leg and give me shit and stuff like that than the opposite. Period. So, yeah, basically, I'm just reiterating for the people, like regarding the people you love, show them. Leave no doubt. Let them know. Because time on this earth isn't promised.
Very true. I appreciate it, Volk. I appreciate what Volk said. And I mean, like I said, and Dan reiterated it, okay? We don't know. So everybody please keep that in mind until Ray and Christina and Dan make their announcement. Anything that could be brought up is speculative. Please, everyone, stand back, relax, embrace your loved ones. Hope he's screwing with me for my birthday, which he would. I mean, that's Steve. He would. Relax, wait. They will tell us in due time. They know what's going on. And until they tell us, we're in the dark, folks.
I'm going to be a fucking mess. And then I'm probably, depending on the news, I'm going to be a mess even worse.
I hear you. Thank you, Volk. I appreciate it. So, in the meantime, all right, everybody, we will know more when the Morning Disaster crew pulls together and they let us know. And until then, anything that we may think is speculative. They know the full story. They know what is going on. We can guess. We've already had wild guesses tonight in the chat room. Those guesses are not going to help any of us. Any of us. We have to sit back and wait. And as much as every single one of us at this juncture hates patience, patience is exactly what we have to have. Adam and I for sure will see all of you on Sunday on Mayhem's Amigos. I will see you Monday night on Southern Fried Radio. Please, everyone, keep Steve in your prayers. Keep Ray, Christina, Dan, Jason, Tyler, everybody who is close to Steve, his mom, his brother, everybody in your prayers. Pray that Steve is really creating this extremely horrible practical joke to get me. And let's hope that's the case.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we'll see you all then. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
guys.